Good morning, everyone. This is His Word Only. Alright, let's get right into God's Word. So today we're going to be reading Exodus chapter 38. And as a recap of chapter 37, we have God and Bezaleel making the ark of shittim wood, right? And then basically building the Holy of Holies, right? And the two staves that will carry the Ark of the Covenant. Also the curtains that will cover, that'll be the veil, right? And all that stuff. And the table, the bowls, all that stuff, right? And that's basically it. Now to Exodus chapter 38. And he made the altar of burnt offering of shittim wood. 5 cubits was the length thereof, and 5 cubits the breadth thereof. It was 4 square, and 3 cubits the height thereof. And he made the horns thereof on the 4 corners of it. The horns there were of the same, and he overlaid it with brass. And he made the vessels of the altar, the pots and the shovels, and the basins and the flesh hooks, the fire pans and all the vessels thereof made he of brass. And he made for the altar a brazen grate of network under the compass thereof, and beneath unto the midst of it. And he cast 4 rings of the 4 ends to the great brass to be, and placed for the staves. And he made the staves of shittim wood, and overlaid them with brass. And he put the staves into the rings on the sides of the altar, to bear it withal. He made the altar hollow with boards. And he made the laver of brass, and foot of it of brass, of the looking glass of the women assembling, which assembled all the door of the tabernacle of the congregation. And he made the court on the south side southward. The hangings of the court were of fine twined linen, and 100 cubits. Their pillars were 20, and their brazen sockets 20. The hooks of the pillars and their fillets were of silver. And for the north side of the hangings were 100 cubits. Their pillars were 20, and their sockets of brass 20, and the hooks of the pillars of their fillets of silver. And for the west side were hangings of 50 cubits, their pillars 10, and their sockets 10. The hooks of the pillars and their fillets of silver. And the east side eastward 50 cubits. The hangings of one side of the gate were 15 cubits, their pillars 3, and their sockets 3. And for the other side of the court gate on this hand and on that hand were hangings of 15 cubits, their pillars 3, and their sockets 3. All hanging of the court round about were fine twined linen. And the sockets for the pillars were of brass, the hooks of the pillars and their fillets of silver, and the overlaying of their chapiters of silver. And all the pillars of the court were filleted with silver. And the hanging for the gate of the court was needlework of blue, and of purple, scarlet, and fine twined linen, and 20 cubits was the length, and the height and the breadth was 5 cubits. And answerable of the hangings of the court. And their pillars were 4, and their sockets of brass 4, their hooks of silver, and overlaying of their chapiters, and their fillets of silver. And all the pins of the tabernacle, and all the court round about were of brass. This is the sum of the tabernacle, even of the tabernacle of testimony, as it was counted, according to the commandment of Moses, for the service of the Levites, by the hand of Ithamar, son of Aaron the priest. And Bezaleel the son of Uri, the son of Hur, the tribe of Judah, and made all the Lord commanded Moses. And with him was Aholiab, son of Ahisamach, and the tribe of Dan, an engraver and cunning workman, and embroider in blue, and in purple, scarlet, and fine linen. All the gold that was occupied for the work, and all the work of the holy place, even the gold of offering, was 29 talents, and 730 shekels, after the shekel of the sanctuary. And silver of them that were numbered of the congregation was 100 talents, and 1,760 shekels, after the shekel of the sanctuary. A bekah for every man, that is half a shekel, after the shekel of the sanctuary, for everyone that went to to be numbered, from 20 years old and upward, for 600,000 and 3,550 men. And the talents of silver were the cast of sockets of the sanctuary, and the sockets of the veil, and 100 sockets of the 100 talents, a talent for a socket. And of the 1,775 shekels he made hooks for the pillars, and overlaid their chapiters, and filleted them. And the brass of the offering was 70 talents, and 2,400 shekels. And therewith he made the sockets of the door of the tabernacle of the congregation, and the brazen altar, and brazen grate for it, and all the vessels of the altar, and sockets of the court round about, and the sockets of the court gate, and all the pins of the tabernacle, and all the pins of the court round about. And that is the end. As a summary of chapter 38, we have them making the altar of burnt offering, right? And not only that, the veils, right? And if you see here, women are also involved in the process here. And you're going to see throughout the whole Bible, women are very much treated equally, right? They have the roles just like men, but they're treated equally. There's prophetesses, you have Ruth. I mean, they're all over the Bible, it's just they're not mentioned a lot, right? Anyways, we have all the curtains going around the court, right? And the pillars that are holding it up, right? Then you have the gate of the court, the pillars of the gate, stuff like that, the sockets. And then you see here, I'm not 100% sure what this means, but they have a bunch of like shekels and gold, and like shekel for the shekel of the sanctuary, for everyone that went to be numbered. And I'm guessing this is like I don't know, because it's the number of. I'm guessing this pays for the stuff. I'm guessing, right? This is where the money's coming from. It says 100 talents of silver were cast, the sockets of the sanctuary. Yeah, okay. And 1,700 and overlaid their chapter. Yeah, okay. So basically, the shekels and stuff are to pay for all this, right? Gotcha. Anyways, that's that. I hope you guys were edified, and you guys have a wonderful day.